Hi everyone, hope you all are doing well today. Our next assignment or exercise is the dual compressor simulator. In order to read its problem statement, click on Student Exercise tab under Help menu. It will take you to this window. Click on Dual Compressor Exercise Sharing Workload and read its problem statement. As we can see, this assignment is also divided into 4 sub exercises. The first one, we are given a task to turn on the compressor C1, and it should allow the user to start and stop anytime, and it has to maintain the pressure of the tank. And we are also told that to keep its span of 20 psi, mean that it has to maintain 120. It has to stop when the pressure of the tank reaches to the 120 psi, and it should start back when the pressure of the tank drop down by 20 psi, mean when it reaches to 100 it should turn on. When it reaches up to the upper level, which is 120 psi, it should stop, and only one pump should maintain this pressure of the tank. And we have to keep the discharge flow rate 50%, which will ensure that it is slow enough, that is capable, which is in the limit of C1, and C1 pump can maintain this. If you increase the discharge rate more than 50%, of course the only one pump cannot maintain the storage pressure of the storage tank. So let's start. We're gonna go back to implement. We'll start bringing upon start button, keep another stop button, and the start and stop, label them, right click, start, label it stop button, label it start button. Then whenever we start, the system is in running, then the run LED should be illuminated. So let's hold, grab it over here, edit symbol, say it's run LED. Okay, LED should be small. Okay, let's test this one. Download, run. Okay, it's turning it on, but it's not latching up, so we need to make it sealed in contact. So go back to the editing mode, and bring one feedback latch. Okay, so this one should be in series, this one should be in the feedback loop. And bring the latch over here, right, change it to zoom in, close. Okay, so program and test it. So as you can see, stop, it's working. It's showing that whenever you will start, whenever the system is in running, then it will turn on this run LED, and whenever the user will press stop, it will turn it off. So till now it's okay. And now our next constraint is to set the set point 120 psi. Click and hold, set it 120 psi, and the span should be 20. Okay, and whenever this input contact is below than 120, this pressure of the storage tank is below than 120, it should run the pump C1, which is connected at 0200. Right click, edit a symbol, pump 1, and when the LED is the condition is when the system is in run mode. So in order to ensure that, we need to place this one over here, drag and drop this one over here. Okay, so when the pressure is below than 120 at the first time, then it should turn on this pump to maintain or to reach the level of 120 psi. Whenever one is reached to that, it should turn it off, and when it drop down by 20 psi, it should turn it on. So in order to implement this phenomena, we have done some of its part, and now we need to make sure that the correspondence indicator C1 should also lit up. So in order to implement that, need to bring a feedback or a loop over here, and the corresponding LED indicator is C1 LED. Okay, so till now I hope this should work, and we need to adjust the flow rate. Should be 50% before that. So okay, so let's turn it to the programming mode, program, run, click start, and you can see it was below than 120, it was not up to the mark. So C1 is running, and it's trying to maintain the storage tank pressure. It will take it to the upper limit, which is 120 psi. It's continuously increasing, and it's running. C1 is glowing up. So let's see whether it will stop at 120 and start it back again when it dropped down by 20 psi. So let's wait till it will reach to 120 psi. As you can see here, it already crosses 100 and did not turn it off, just because the upper limit is set on 120 psi. So it should stop at 120 psi. Let me increase, I just decreases it just because of to get this reading quickly. So yes, did you see that? It turned it off at 120. Now the pressure is dropping back because motor is off, the compressor C1 is off. So let's see whether it will turn it on when it is hitting 100 psi. Oh yeah, it works. So we are done with the first part of the single compressor operation. So stay tuned for the next part.